welcome to Basic Drawing. I want to give you a tour around our Canvas shelf for this semester. This should help you have the best chances for success and really understand best practices for interacting with the class. The first thing is communication. I prefer to be contacted at my faculty email. I will respond to messages through Canvas inbox, but I want people to get used to the email, because if you ever need to send me a image or a file or something like that, it should go to my faculty email. If you send it through the Canvas inbox, that's going to cause trouble for you later down the road inside of Canvas potentially. The second thing to understand is that when you're landing on this logging page, you should just ignore your to-do list. I would delete that if I could. It shows the assignments that have points attached to them and nothing else. If you don't know the other stuff that doesn't have points attached to it, you're not going to do well on the assignments. So please ignore the to-do list, and every time you get into the class, just immediately click on modules. So this is a look at the modules for the semester. When you first log in, all you're going to see is this course introduction module. As soon as you read through that material and take the course introduction quiz, all of the other weekly modules will open up for you. So we'll take a look at the week 1 module here. Each week has a list of, like the to-do list, these are the things that are coming up within that week. And you can click on any of the links and go to those assignments. But again, don't just go straight to assignments. You'll be missing things. This is just like a checklist for you to know if you've done everything or not. So I can click next. This will show you your first assignment. These are introductions, and this one happens to be a discussion post. So I'll show you on a discussion post. What you do is you click reply. There's a video here that shows the same thing. I'm showing it on a desktop here. You'll see the phone version, and it will be similar for the other styles of things that you're going to turn in. So on this, I ask you to write a little bit, and then you'll be asked to put some images in there. The important thing is that we can see the image in the post. So the way that you do that is there's this little icon here that looks like two mountains and a sun. Click on that, click upload image, and then you can drag and drop a picture in here, or it will take you to your file folder or whatever, and you can put an image in that way. So let's go ahead, just a random student assignment, and you'll see if you did it right. Like here, I can see both what I wrote and the picture. If it just shows a little file name, you did it wrong and you need to try again. If you see a file name, that means you clicked on the paperclip, which is the wrong way. You want to click on this button here. So now I've got this image in here, and I can grab it and resize it. The size that I have it on the screen currently is pretty good, because if this were expanded to like the full discussion post, I'd see about the whole picture on the screen, and that would be it. Some of these posts, including this one, are going to ask for more than one picture. You just repeat the process. Click upload, go in there, get your other picture, and resize it, and you can keep doing that as many times as you want. So that's how you deal with editing it, as making a discussion post. And the same thing happens in the replies to the posts. You can go in there and reply to the post. So that's an assignment. We've turned it in. We've learned how to embed things. You've got your images in there where we can see it. You're ready to go. You can just press next. This is a different type of assignment, which is more frequent in this class. More common is just an assignment that you turn in straight to me. You'll see here we have the instructions for the assignment. This one doesn't have a video with it. Some of them do. Very simple. So do the drawing. Then to submit these, you're going to submit in a text entry form still, because there's some extra questions that you're going to answer. And then if you want to see the rubrics for everything, those are always at the bottom. So I'll start the assignment. And then what you do is just copy and paste this into the text entry form. Okay, so I copied this up here, pasted it in the submission form. Right here, you're going to insert your photos. As it says, same process, just upload your images. Pick a random one here. Submit that. Again, you should see it. This is what I'll see. So if your image isn't there for me to see, it's just the file that you've attached or something, you're not going to get a grade. Then you'll notice that there's these questions underneath where you put your image. You need to go and answer those questions. That's part of the assignment that gets its own grade. It's probably the most important part of the class, really, for most of you, is this is where you get your critical thinking that applies outside of art. Then in this class, within the introduction post, there's a thing you read about how we use AI in this class. I'm not going to go into it any further than that, but you have an opt-in or opt-out for the AI synthesis that I do that helps students see where the whole class is at. So what you'll do is if you want to be part of it, sure, you just delete the no. If you don't want to be involved in anything to do with AI, which is totally fine, then you just delete the yes. And I'll know whether you're willing to participate in my experiment or not. And then if you have any questions for me, you just put them down there and then you hit submit assignment. So that's how most of the assignments are going to be done in this class using that process. And once you got your assignment done, you click next. Now this is where it's important to not be just going to the to-do list. There are many pages in the modules that are like this. These are the equivalent of lectures. There's demonstrations and stuff. So there's a couple videos here. You need to watch those. Those will give you the information you need to know for the next assignment. So that'll pretty much be the flow of the class. You'll be doing discussion posts. You'll be turning in these assignments. There are a few assignments throughout the semester, including these hand-eye coordination ones that don't have questions attached to them. So in that case, the submission is even easier. You'll just click Start Assignment and basically upload the image right to me, and there's no writing or anything that you have to deal with. And that's probably going to go for most of you through your phone, but you'll just click on that, access your camera. And if you have any comments, this is actually important. If you have any comments, or especially if the work is late, there's a comment feature here, and you leave me a note there, and that's where I leave notes about the assignment back. But especially if the work's late, even if you talk to me about it, please make sure that you leave a comment here reminding me of why the work's late. So that's pretty much it. It should be fairly simple to interact with the course. As long as you're going through the modules, you're skipping the to-do lists, and you can figure out the couple different ways of getting your pictures into Canvas, it should be an easy, fun semester. I look forward to seeing all your work.